Well, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments today challenging the regulation of mifepristone, the drug used in medication abortions.
And most of the justices seemed skeptical of restricting access to that pill. Anti-abortion challengers say the FDA made the drug easier to access without due diligence.
And according to a report last week from the Guttmacher Institute, medication abortions account for nearly 2/3 of all abortions in the U.S., and that's up 10% from 2020. And the case before the court is significant because it's the High Court's first abortion case since overturning Roe v. Wade 2 years ago.
Denver 7 reporter and attorney Jessica Crawford breaks down today's arguments.
High-stakes arguments in Washington, D.C. could have an impact right here in Colorado. The case FDA versus Alliance for Hippocratic Medicine addresses whether the FDA properly approved of the use of mifepristone to aid in the termination of pregnancies. For some background, when used with another drug, mifepristone can help terminate an early pregnancy. The FDA expanded access to the drug in 2016 and 2021. People can now receive it by mail. The Alliance for Hippocratic Medicine arguing to the court today that that's a bad thing.
Without question, the FDA's actions have made taking chemical abortion drugs less safe.
The U.S. Solicitor General arguing in favor of access to the abortion pill.
Rolling back FDA's changes would unnecessarily restrict access to mifepristone with no safety justification. Some women could be forced to undergo more invasive surgical abortions.
The Solicitor General also argued that because doctors are not forced to provide mifepristone, they are not harmed, and therefore they have no standing to bring the case. Justices also appearing skeptical of the Alliance's claim of harm. If the Supreme Court rules in the FDA's favor, abortion pills would remain generally accessible for now in states where abortion is legal, like Colorado.
That massively increases access to abortion, particularly to people that are in care deserts, to people that live in rural areas, to people who simply just want to manage their abortion at home and don't want to go into a doctor.
Groups against abortion, on the other hand, are hoping for a ruling that would severely limit access to mifepristone.
We're hoping that the FDA recognizes that mifepristone should not be as accessible as it is. The FDA needs to respect the regulatory and legal authorities that should inform their decision on accessibility of mifepristone.
We could have a decision on that case as soon as this summer. In the meantime, abortion does remain a hot topic for the Supreme Court right now. Next month, justices will hear arguments over whether a federal law on emergency treatment at hospitals must include emergency abortions. Reporting in the studio, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Efforts are underway here in Colorado to get abortion protections enshrined in the state constitution. Pro-abortion rights advocates say it would provide another layer of protection. They hope to get a ballot measure in front of voters in November.
Colorado has been a leader in protecting reproductive health care, including access to abortion, going all the way back to the 60s. But with a change in political winds, we could always lose that right here in Colorado. So affirming that right in the Constitution is very important.
The group must collect 124,000 signatures for the initiative to qualify for the ballot. Anti-abortion rights groups are also collecting signatures for their own ballot measure that would ban abortion in Colorado and allow doctors to be prosecuted.